All right, guys, so we're going to go over this question. Specifically, it was in the Monday form. It's in your packet for Monday. It has the penguin on it. So just in case you're wondering, if I open up my packet, it's going to be this question right here. We're basically going to answer the question with you guys. So which one of the following equations represents the graph? I look at my graph, there's already a negative slope on there. We have our answer choices on the side, which are 4 different equations. One of these equations will represent this graph, basically, okay? So what I need to figure out is which x, basically if I come over here, man, I messed up again, dude. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out the x over here. I'm gonna plug it into my equation. Whatever it comes out to should equal the y. So what I mean by that is if I make my little dots, and again, my dots aren't perfect. I didn't draw this out perfectly, I apologize. But it roughly equals on my chart 6. On your paper, it equals exactly to 6, okay? So with saying that my x is 1, in my equation, I would replace the x with a 1. And doing that, it should equal 6, my y. So if I do 1 minus 7, does that equal 6? Necessarily, no, it won't, because usually you would have the higher number up in front. So with saying that, it's going to go into the negatives. So if I have 1 and I subtract 7 from it, it's 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. So this would equal -6. If I look over here, that's a +6. The -6 would be on the graph way down here. So with saying that, we already know that A is incorrect. You can scratch that one out. Moving on to the second one, B. B says y equals 6 times x, basically, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write y equals 6. We're gonna replace the x again with the 1. When we do that, that should equal 6. So we're multiplying these two numbers. 6 times 1 is 6. So we know, okay, it worked for this first one. Now we go to the next one to make sure that it still works. We have to work through it completely to figure it out. Because just because it worked on one doesn't mean it's going to work on all of them. So I'm going to make my dots again. Come up, and again, it's going to be really rough on here because I had to draw it out. On your paper, it looks a lot nicer. So it roughly equals 5, right? So I have 2x, 5y. I'm just going to use those numbers in my equation. So y equals 6. I'm going to use 2 now. So I'm going to put 2 right here. If this equation is correct, it should equal 5. 6 times 2 is, it's not 5, it's 12. So I know that this one is incorrect now because it obviously didn't work. Scratch it out. Move on to the next one. So my next one is C, y equals 7 minus x. I'm going to write it up here for you guys. Y equals 7 minus x. Again, we're replacing the x with the first one. That should equal 6, technically. So again, 7 minus 1 should equal 6. 7 minus 1 does equal 6. Now we're going to do the next one. 7 minus 2 should equal 5. Again, that's correct. We're going to do another one. So we're going to keep going. I'm going to make my dots again just so I know. And on your paper, it should be perfect. I'm just making my dots because my graph is not as perfect as yours. So now we have 3x, 4y. So if this equation is correct, this should work. So I'm going to use 3 as my x, and my y should be 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So we have 3 of them that already worked. I'm going to go ahead and pause on that one, and I'm going to check D. If they both work this far, then you know it's one or the other. So what I would do is I'll put a dot for a maybe. I'm going to erase this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and write D. D says y equals 3x. So I'm gonna go ahead and write the equation up here so you know it. Remember, our x is being replaced by these numbers down here because this is the x-axis. That's the y-axis, that's what we're trying to figure out. So our first one is 3. We're putting 1, because that's our first one. This should equal 6. 3 times 1 equals 3. So technically, that's obviously incorrect because we have 1x, 6y according to our slope. So we can say basically D is incorrect. The only one that was working was C. I hope that made sense. I did this in one take, so if there's a little bit of mess ups in it, I apologize. I hope it does make sense. If you have any questions, just reach out to us, guys. We're gonna try to be posting videos as often as we can. We have a lot to do. But again, I had promised that I was gonna make a video for you guys, so again, here's your video. Which one of the following equations represents the graph? We say it's C because we worked out each one of the problems, each one of the equations. The only one that worked was y equals 7 minus x, okay? You have a great day. Again, you can reach out to me, Mr. Barrow, reach out to Mr. Martinez, and we'll make sure we help you guys out, okay? You have a great day.